Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this video. I wanted to take just a moment and talk to you about the Bitmoji classroom craze that seems to be going around. Everybody's making a Bitmoji classroom. You've seen a lot of these done online through Google Slides, but I want to make sure that you know you can do this here in PowerPoint as well. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through the process that I use to create my classroom. Yeah, my initial one was done online through Google Classroom. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that you see that I can recreate that same look with the links and everything else. I can do all of that right here in PowerPoint. So sit back, watch what I'm doing, and hopefully something that I do here will help you. First thing I've got to do is I've got to get the background of what I want to be my classroom. An easy way to do this is to go up here to Insert, and I'm going to go for Pictures. I want to look online, and what I'm going to do is because I want a classroom feel or a three-dimensional room feel, I'm going to search for pictures that give me a floor and a wall. And you see things start popping up here. You've got, the wood floor with a colored background. And there are several things that you can look at here. Me personally, I like the brick wall. So that's what I'm going to use. I pull in that brick wall. And the first thing that you notice here is that it's not long enough or wide enough to cover my entire slide. I have two options here. Option one is to very simply click and drag that over. Now, for me, I didn't like that. I thought that it made the bricks look too long. Um, so an other option here is to do a Control C and copy that picture again. And then what I can do is go to my rotation button, flip it horizontal so that now, let me zoom way out so you can see this. If I drag it over here and let those two sides match up, you see that I get a fill here. And then I take this picture and I simply crop it back into the edge of my slide. Okay? So now my background is done. And it was really just that simple. Now you could definitely just click and drag it if you chose to do that. The next thing that I'm going to do in my class, I have a whiteboard. So what I'm going to do, wrong button, I don't want to insert, I want to do an online picture. And what I'm going to do, now this is important, I could just type whiteboard here, and I'm going to get a lot of different options. But one thing that might help when I go to bring things into my classroom image is if I put transparent in front of that, what it does is it gives me some help in finding images that are going to be better in the background for me. I just want a simple whiteboard, and I'm going to bring that into my classroom. Now, for me personally, at this point, this is way too big. So I'm going to shrink it down some. I'm going to bring it down here. Now, I'm going to bring it close to the floor just because I've got something that I want to put above it. I have a couple of posters in my classroom that I've attained over the years. And what I've done before I started working today is I created a folder on my desktop and I put all of the images that I was going to be pulling into my presentation, into my classroom picture, into this so that I could find them later. I've got a poster above my whiteboard that is this poster right here. Technology without good pedagogy is really just tech. And so what I've done is I've recreated that to be a part of my online classroom here. So that's there. The other thing that I've got, I heard a dad tell this to his daughter one year during open house. I don't remember what they were talking about, but she was just giving them some grief in our hallway. And he told her, he says, you know, your attitude is your greatest resource or your worst enemy. And I love that. I liked it so much that I created it as a poster, and it's actually in my room at school. Um, so I've put that here on my whiteboard again, just to help decorate things. Some other things that have to be on my homepage. I'm going to use this picture as part of my landing page or my homepage in Canvas. And some of under our new guidelines, a couple of things that we've got to have is we have to have a link to our school's webpage, and we have to have a link to the Cherokee County webpage. So what I've done is I've saved a couple of images. I've got our instructional frameworks image. That's what I'm going to use to link to the Cherokee County homepage. And then I've also got our school image, our school's logo, and that's how I'm going to link back to our school site. And I'll show you how I'm going to link those in just a few moments. Now, I did say earlier that I'm creating a Bitmoji classroom, which means I need my Bitmoji. Now, I have added Bitmoji to my Chrome as an extension so that when I click on that, drag this over here. When I click on the Bitmoji icon here, you can see all of the options that they give me. There's a couple that I like more so than others. This one is kind of cool. Where'd it go? Um, this one is kind of cool. Kind of sums up, I think, how some of us are feeling at times. Uh, and you could definitely, you know, crop the no comment out. And that pretty much, I could do that. But I've chosen to go with just a little bit different image, so I'm going to slide that one over here out of the way. What I wanted to do was have a little more fun with my picture. And so what I've done is I've chosen this one. And what I've done is positioned it so that I am busting through the whiteboard. Again, you know, the Bitmoji stuff is there for you to look at, create your own. You may have created an avatar somewhere else, and that is totally great. Now, I'm going to add a couple of pieces of word art. First and foremost, I want them to make sure that they know who they are looking at. So I'm going to add my name, and I'm going to pick just some kind of fun, um, some kind of fun font, something different. Um, I might could do just a basic script. Cooper's always fun, but it's so thick. Comic Sans is good. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit, and I'm just going to drag my name up above my picture. The next thing is that I do want to give just a welcome back message to my students as they are looking at this. So I'm going to bring that over here. I'm going to rotate a little bit so that it comes in at an angle. I'm going to use a red font here just because our school colors are black and red. I just like that. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, I need a font for this. Something fun. Probably a script, you know, as if I've actually written it on the board. You still write on the board? Yeah, I write on the board. It's fun. Now, so these things are done. I'm going to take the Cherokee County page and I'm going to pull up the county website in my browser, copy that address. Here on the picture, I'm going to right click and link, and I'm going to paste their address. I'm going to do the same thing by pulling up Teasley's site. Now, I mean, you know, it's a pretty simple address, but I want to make sure that I don't try to recall it from memory. So I just open it up in a browser, control paste. So now those two images are linked. The next thing that I want to do is I want to insert a picture of a bookshelf. There are some things that I'm going to put on the bookshelf again. I'm going to use transparent for my image. This is the one that I really like. It's straight on. It's got a little bit of an angle going back, which helps give us that 3D effect here. So there's my bookshelf. Now, another thing that we need to have on our web page is a link to our email. So I'm very simply, I'm going to do a transparent mailbox. And I'm going to put that. Now, this came in with a font underneath it. I don't want that script, so I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to hover over that. I'm going to, I don't like that one. Let's see what it gives me for email. Maybe there, yeah, see, these might be a better option. Because even though I know what that mailbox means, some of my parents might not. So I'm just going to go with an option that actually says email. I'm going to just throw this letter up here on my bookshelf. I'm going to insert a link. Mail to Reece at Cherokee12.net. So now that is linked. So that will send me an email whenever they need to do that, and I can reposition this if I decide I don't really want it to, like it's there. I might actually just put it down here in the corner of the image. Now, I want to look at some links for my classes, and this is a different idea. You might not like this, but this is how I do it. I teach 3 different grade levels. So because of that, I have 3 different Canvas pages that my students are going to be going to. So when I am getting ready with this so that I don't have to relink all of my different pages. My students, if they click on a link that goes to a page they're not enrolled in, they're going to get an access denied message. So what I am going to do is on this one page, on this one image, I'm going to link all of my pages. Um, or all of my modules. Let me make sure I clarify that. Like for this one right here, I'm going to go to Canvas, and when my Canvas cards come in, I will have three different cards. I will have a card for 6th grade, I will have a card for 7th grade, and I will have a card for 8th grade. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my 6th grade course. I'm going to go to modules, and what you're going to see is you'll see the address at the top has our Canvas address, which is here. Then it says courses. Then each individual course has a course number. If a student's not enrolled in that course, they can't get into it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this information. Now this is my 6th grade course, and I'm going to copy that page address. Here, I'm going to link it to this image, and I'm going to link it to this box of text. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for 7th grade. My 7th grade course is Industrial Design. So we will see what comes up here. It's a little more drafting and drawing. So what I might actually do is change this. I want more of an image of pencils, compasses, straight edges, um, those types of things. Um, we also do 3D printing. Let's see what that gives. Really not seeing a whole lot that is making me, I guess, very excited here. Um, why don't we just go with an image for now, so that you don't have to sit and watch me just scroll through pictures. So I'm going to take this image of a guy with a set of floor plans. Oops, bring him down here. And again, I want to get rid of those words below him. It's all right if he overlaps my whiteboard, because again, he is transparent. I'm going to add word art again. This is my 7th grade curriculum. And again, I'm going to go back to my Canvas pages, go back out of my dashboard. I'm going to go back this time to my 7th grade course. I'm going to go to modules. Now, you may not have noticed, but this course number is different. So when I highlight this course and I copy, paste it in that link, only students that are in this course can access this modules page. So that's what's going to allow me to keep things separated. My 3rd course is robotics. And we do a lot with Lego robots. So I'm going to search that way. Oh, there's R2D2. That might just have to be our image. I know that's not really what we've got in there, but hey, it's R2D2. Oh, there's C3PO. Yeah, this is looking, oh, see, you know it's bad when your Google searches know you so well that all of your images are Star Wars. Let's do the actual Lego name and see what comes up. This will work. This is the brain of our robot kits. Now, this one came in with a bunch of colors around the back of it. I don't like that at all. I'm going to show you a little trick. Some of you, if you've been following me for a while, you are aware of this. I'm going to highlight this image and I'm going to zoom into it for just a moment. I'm going to go to my picture format tools, and over here I have a little button that says remove background. Everything that is pink goes away. Notice at the moment that they have taken a lot of the brick out. So I'm just very simply going to put that back by doing a little bit of dragging. And again, it is not the best idea. I could sit here and continue to play with this and clean up this outer edge, but for now I'm going to keep it that way. But what you see is that white that was on the background is now gone. I'm going to bring that Lego brick down here. I'm going to insert word art one more time. This time, I want it to say 8th grade. And drag it down here below the Lego brick. Going back to Canvas. This time, I'm going to get my 8th grade my 8th grade modules page. And again, these are all sandboxes. These aren't my actual courses for this first quarter. But what I'm doing is I'm walking you through the process so that you can see how to link things to your Bitmoji classroom if you choose to do so. So I've linked those things. So far you've seen me create my room. I've added some posters. I've linked to the Cherokee County homepage. I've linked to Teasley. I've linked to my modules for 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. I've linked to my email. On this bookshelf, what am I going to do with that? What I will eventually do is, again, add some online pictures. I post videos from my classroom on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I will create a link here for students and parents to go to my YouTube channel. Um, I will place that on the bookshelf, right click, link, youtube.com, my page address. And so now I've got a link here to my YouTube channel. My students, I encourage them to also follow our class on Twitter. So again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking for something that I can put on that bookshelf that makes sense and looks okay. And got that picture there. So I'll throw the Twitter bird on here. And so now, at this point right now, my Bitmoji classroom is basically done. I've got links to my modules for each grade level so that when I put this on my homepage on my sixth grade, when they click on that sixth grade class or that sixth grade icon, it will go to the modules for their class. If they click on the seventh or eighth grade, it's going to tell them access is denied. And the same is true with the other grade levels. So it's an online document, so this is all saved. So now let's take it into Canvas and see what it looks like. I'm going to stay here in this particular class. I'm going to edit my home page. I don't want to delete this one because, again, this is a sandbox. I want to be able to see this stuff later. So I'm just going to highlight it or move it down the page. I'm going to center here. Now, what I want to do is I want to insert a file. What file do I want? Well, I want that Bitmoji classroom that I just created. So that is in my OneDrive. There it is. It's the Bitmoji classroom. Oops, I gotta close it. Sorry. So I want to enter my Bitmoji classroom, upload that. Now, I want to show you this because right now it just comes in as a link, and if we just did our save, it wouldn't really do us a whole lot of good. It just gives us a link, and that's not what I want here. Now, they could click this to preview it, but watch this. If you highlight that and then click on this link, auto open the inline preview for this link. Yeah, watch this. This is cool. So now, when they open the page, that picture is automatically there. And because it is loaded with links, when you click on a link, it goes to Cherokee County School District. Here goes to Beasley Middle School. Please, please, please check your links. Now notice I did get some coloring or some, not coloring, but some shadows behind my lettering. It looks like that came with the word art letters, so I will want to make some changes there. But you see the idea. See here, I am back into that sixth grade modules. Let me do this. This one is EET because that is exploring engineering and technology. Just again, double check. Industrial design and technical systems. So for me, it lets me open all three because again, I am the teacher of this course. But now I have one image that I've created that I can actually use for all three of my course parts. Guys, I hope this kind of helps you realize or helps answer any questions you may have about the Bitmoji classroom. Again, as always, if you need anything, reach out to me. I will go back and change my fonts, get rid of these shadows in the background, and load this again. But if you need anything, reach out at scott.reece, R-E-E-C-E, at CherokeeK12.net. Have a great day. Have a great year. Your attitude, your greatest resource or your worst enemy, you decide.
Hey guys, thanks for watching today's edition of Tech Tips with Mr. Reece. Don't forget, subscribe down below and share it with your friends. Bye.